I miss him so much. I miss him so much, it's physical.
Anything could have happened.
Yeah, Dean's here could have called him. Me?
Who are you?
Lecky. Gas. Electric.
Lecky Gas Electric. That's a very funny name.
Yeah, it's Polish.
If you are thinking of taking extreme action against these curious individuals, make sure you have someone who knows what they're doing.
Duke City, tonight at 9:20 on BBC One.
The bells ringing in Dixon of Dock Green haven't been set off by burglars. They're ringing out for the wedding of Dixon's daughter in 20 minutes on BBC Two. This is BBC One, where for the next 25 minutes we're dedicated followers of fashion with The Clothes Show.
Britain produces the most creative designers in the world, and the training ground for many of them is college. For the fashion world, a truly exciting week is about to begin with the first ever Student Fashion Week sponsored by Smirnoff. 12 of the country's best colleges have come together to show their final year collections here under one roof at the Islington Design Centre.
It used to be known as the Aggie, or the Agricultural Hall, and in the past 130 years it's seen some spectacular shows. It was the venue for the first ever motor show, it used to be the home of Crufts, but today it's known as the Business Design Centre. And here the students have all the professional backup they could possibly need. There's a purpose-built catwalk, show producers, professional models and top hairdressers and makeup artists. The centre seats a 2,000 audience, and for the first time it's open to members of the public. So mums and dads, brothers and sisters, girlfriends and boyfriends can join with a student in the high point of their career after 3 or 4 years of study in preparing for the final show.
First on the runway is Nottingham Polytechnic. Based in the centre of Britain's hosiery and knitwear industry, the college runs BA courses in fashion design as well as knitwear and textile design. There's also a Master of Arts course in fashion and textiles. The college is particularly strong on the technologies associated with fabric and garment construction.
How important was it for you from Nottingham to show here in London?
Well, it's an opportunity we find difficult to get normally, and I think the sponsors did us very proud by allowing all the colleges to be here. It gives the students an opportunity to show what they're doing and show it to a wider public. And don't forget, London is a world capital, it's a fashion capital, so that's where we want to show.
Is sponsorship becoming more and more important in education these days?
I think it's part of the business. I think it's co-partnership. I mean, the sponsors, Smirnoff, I think have done a wonderful job in pulling all the colleges together. But we mustn't forget all the other small companies and suppliers that help the colleges throughout the year. And they really do support them. You're going to have a wonderful fashion week, probably equal to Paris here, with all the colleges working together, showing their students. It's about time the British fashion industry took advantage of them and really gave them a go.
Do you think that the British fashion industry doesn't serve our students well?
No, I don't think they do. I think they don't realise the assets they have. I think Italy and Hong Kong and America recognise very good talent and will pay high prices for it to have it. The British fashion industry wants to be more outward-looking. I mean, it does very well and it has problems, but so does every other industry. The car industry has problems. The one asset we've got is the talent where we can get young people to come in and give a greater added value to the product and not be competing with the cheapest in the marketplace.
It's not about fancy dress. It's about desirable clothes that people want to wear. It's about being able to design ranges. It's about being able to make money for people. You know, it's about, we think it's important that we encourage British industry to use British designers. It's so easy for the students to go abroad because the people abroad actually know how to use design and know how to handle success. I'm afraid a lot of people in the UK don't. And I see that as one of my missions, you know, to try and educate them to actually use British designers.
What is it about the work of Newcastle that attracts you?
They don't seem to be processed. They don't come out all with exactly the same drawings, exactly the same thought processes, the same collections, and that's what I like about them, really, is their individuality. I think also they have a good practical application. They tend to balance both sides very well. They have to be creative, but they also have to be able to get the work done, because otherwise there's no point in having them.
Well, I'm looking for someone that has a very individual look, very individual attitude towards clothes. And there's certainly a lot of individuality shown just now. It doesn't look as though many of the designers have been looking over the fence at what the other designers are doing. They've got strong individual looks. And that's the kind of look I want. I want people that really feel confident in the stuff they're designing and don't care too much about the fact that they're designing it for a big business or anything like that.
Professionalism is one of the things that's been credited to Newcastle by people in the industry. Were you aware that you were having that instilled in you?
Yes, definitely. We're always made aware of what's happening in the industry and what industry wants and requires from its sort of designers. And we have to work to strict briefs, often set by people from industry. And we also always have to think of where our garments are going to be sold and how garments are finished, so that you just get professional garments at the end of the day.
Impressions of the clothes?
I thought it was fabulous. I thought it was lots of energy, lots of exciting ideas and new young thinking, and it was jolly nice to watch.
Were you surprised to see such extravagance considering there is a recession?
Not at all. I think it's a natural reaction to things. And also you've got to also remember that designers work ahead. So we've already been through the recession and the doom and gloom. It's time for a bit of extravagance now.
Would you say Ravensbourne has a certain signature?
They always have extraordinary accessories, but it's also, they're very professional, I think, as well. I think the clothes are very well made. I think that the individual collections were put together very nicely. And I think that one of the nicest things is they retain the individuality of the student. So each designer is able to live on their own, really.
Professionalism something that you're hot on?
Very much so, yes. We're very, very firm on that. And in fact, all the students, if they don't meet the standard, then we wouldn't have had their garments on the show. They really have to work hard to reach that standard.
Tell us a bit about the signature of the show, because there was a very clear style to it, wasn't there?
Yes, I think we encourage all the students to have their own individual style. But there again, we have, I suppose, what we call an Epsom style now that's developing out of that, where we want to be as professional as possible. Quality is very important, and the design, above all, must really be there.
If you had to describe Epsom's specific style, how would you say it?
I think Epsom, we look for the students to be extremely creative, while still really understanding the commercialities of the business, and being able to go into whatever end they want to try and make it for a living. And I think we try and be as versatile with them as we can, So that we don't know what they're going to be doing when they leave college, but we hope that we've set them on the road for a career which may take off 10 years hence.
I'd really like to go abroad and I'd really like to get like a culture shock and go to